Okay folks, we're going to get into doing a little field stripping just to the top end here. We're going to give you some close-ups of the slide stop. I'm doing this because I just see an awful lot of folks out there that are having issues trying to get the slide stop into the gun and not understanding just the simple basics of getting this together here. And then again, not scratching your gun all up. So we'll get some close-ups here. Maybe this will help some people out. I'm just going to field strip this first. Get the barrel bushing out. Remember, encapsulate the spring so it's not flying across the room for you. All right, we'll do that. Again, make sure the gun's unloaded before you start all this. I'm going to bring the position of the slide stop notch. There's a slide stop lug. You'll see it when you take the slide stop out. That has to go through the notch, not the position that to lock the slide back. You'll see there's another little half moon shaped clearance in the slide, so that you can just push on the other side of the slide stop, push it up. You'll see I'm pushing up with my finger on the other side, and it'll start to pop up, and then you can pull it up and out of the pistol like that. Okay, if they're a little stubborn, then you can take a punch and just hit the other side from this side here, and just hit it with a punch slightly, and it'll come out for you. So one of the biggest things we see is a couple of items that you really got to look for is make sure that the link on the barrel is swung down in the window here, and you're actually getting the shaft on the slide stop through the frame and through the link that's linking the barrel up and down here. That's really important. So the other thing we see is people struggle to get by the detent here. This detent is under spring tension, so that while you're firing the pistol, this isn't jumping up out of battery and stopping your slide. The slide stop itself, while it's functioning, it only comes up and stops when the magazine hits it on the last shot. So again, people have problems with this, and some people just end up putting it in and then just slamming it home. When I see that happen also, there's some problems. You'll end up a lot of times bending your slide stop. Then all of a sudden you'll start having issues where you don't have the slide won't lock it back on the last round. Well, a lot of times it's because the slide stop itself is bent up off of the frame, and there again, it'll either impede the performance of the slide itself going back and forth because it's rubbing, or it won't go into the engagement pocket because it's bent out toward, from the frame itself. So generally when you get it in this position here, you'll look at how I have it. Again, I use a sharp instrument, which just is a scribe. You can use all types of things, a pin, sewing needle, anything that's small that can get in here. There's those little things for cake decorating I've seen people use. There's just, anything. You can grind a punch down sharp on the end. But basically it's to insert that, make sure you're into the barrel link itself, then you use the scribe itself to pull back on the detent. And as I'm doing that, you'll see I'm moving the slide stop up into position in the window, and I pull it out and put it right back down in there. And see how simple that was. Very simple, very easy. And that helped to assist you of not scratching your frame all up. I've seen people with huge drag marks where they they bought a brand new gun from us, next thing you know it's all scratched up and everything because they're just slamming it in. So that is something that you can do it that way if you want, but generally people want to keep their gun in good condition and don't have scratches all over it. And this just a little scribe or a tool such as this will just help so much by just relieving the pressure, pushing back on the detent, and then pushing in the slide stop, and then you're there and done. And again, we see just a lot of people with that same exact problem. All right, so here's some of the final checks you want to do after you've completely reassembled the top end and added your slide stop back into the pistol. A couple things you want to check for. Again, make sure everything operates properly, make sure it locks up properly. If you go to pull it back and you're having issues with that, generally it's because your slide stop is not in the link hole in the barrel. So that's one thing to check for there. So again, you're going to check it, and again, everything's unloaded here. We're going to check that. Let the slide go forward a couple times. Make sure you don't have hammer fall. Engage your thumb safety. Make sure the hammer's not going to fall. And then make sure the beaver tail is coming into position. Pull on the trigger. Make sure that the hammer's not falling with the beaver tail not compressed. Then compress the beaver tail. Fire the pistol. Again, everything done, unloaded in a safe position, pointed in a safe direction all the time.